is sorted for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, so we're all good there. Yeah, speak to you later. Just put this here. Looks like it will hold. Don't knock this over, okay?
Sir.
Howdy, folks. How are we? Oh, God's sake. Not again. This is them again. You watch. Second time today, fourth time this week. I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Of course I'm here. You pulled me away and sent me off.
Have you done it?
Done it? What do you mean? I've got 6 down to 1 a day, mate. I'm like most others now. I've got to try and... I can't do this in 4 weeks. It's end of March already. 4 weeks, yeah, right. Right, where are we? Oh yes, howdy folks, how are we? We well? Well, good to be back, it really is. I genuinely missed you. God, time, you sure do miss it when it's gone. I just don't have as much as I used to. My 6 to 7 hours a day is now 1. I've got an 8-hour shift a day, 1 hour to get to work, 1 hour to get DIY around the house. I had a bit late. And then my lad has to be taken to football matches at the weekend. I had a weekend, and then I had my computer fixed. So yeah, and then 1 week to ignore the wife and get ahead on the video, and then... So yeah, look, it's been tough, but no, I haven't given up. Some of you reached out to me on a more personal level, wishing me well and asking if I'm returning. I thank all of you for support, but no, I haven't gone away. I wish I could spend time like I used to, and I mean, God, I do miss this. It's not because I fell out of love with it, it is literally a case of lack of time, not lack of desire. I see a lot of other DCS content creators out there, stuff more regularly than me, and not to take away from them, after all, a lot of them have a lot more successes than I do, but I just don't want to reduce my footage to just in-cockpit stuff. It's just unfortunate that with my style, you know, the videos that I make demands a lot of time with all the attention to detail, and I really don't want to give up on that. I could do the cockpit stuff like I say, but really I still want to deliver you the best I can, and anything less than that, it just doesn't feel right, you know? It just doesn't sit well with me. Anyway, it's just my style. You're stuck with me. Sorry about that. Right, okay, where are we? What's this all about? Well, we're here on the USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72. For some reason, this is my 4th cut in trying to say the name of the ship. For some reason, I'm struggling to say it, but there we are. I finally said it. I finally said it. It's the 5th Nimitz-class nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and I'm on board as air boss, and we're heading into theatre. Some way off at the moment, though, so fun fact, actually, whilst we're here, this ship is actually named in honour of the 16th President of the United States. Now, oh, I'm sorry, wait. Sorry, jet taking off. It makes such a noise. Without Googling that, does anybody know why? Why is it named after the 16th president? I don't know. I mean, some things I did know, for those who are wondering what the CVN and why 72, well, the C stands for carrier, the V stands for fixed wing. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do FW for that, but there it is, that's their designation, V for fixed wing, and then the N is for nuclear. The 72 is quite straightforward actually, it's just the hull number. So when the US builds its ships, that one is hull 72, and there you go. However, one thing to note though, these are the outgoing ships. I don't know how long they'll be in service for, but the new incoming ships are the Ford class ones. I say new incoming, they're actually in service now. Hoping to see those in DCS at some point, although many of you who couldn't care less about ships would be hard pressed to see the differences between the Nimitz class, which I'm on now, and the Ford classes. One giveaway is the steam coming out of the catapults. You don't have them in the new Ford ships. They don't use steam for the launches anymore. Clever electric rail systems. It's quicker to reset for new launches, so in theory they can launch a lot more aircraft off quickly rather than having to wait for the pressure to build from the steam launch systems. It's a more linear catapult process as well for the aircraft. It applies less force on the landing gears, so that's always good. Sorry, just bear with us. Right, for this campaign I'm keeping a video diary and showcasing these key moments for you. I'm in charge of the flights for this campaign. We've got our packs, our target lists and details, and I'm just working through them with my team. About 2 weeks out, and data is beginning to trickle down to us as you might expect. It's time to start planning, preparing and getting ourselves organised. For this one, I'm going to be flying with a few friends who will make up the attacking force for if, or rather, when things go wrong. We're some way off at the moment though, about 2 weeks out, but we're already increasing our ship protection using a fleet of F-18s. We are technically within touching distance should the enemy want to try and surprise us and launch some missiles at us, so we've got to be ready. It's getting serious now and we definitely need to sharpen up. Okay, what I'm about to go over is my take on what could happen in this region, and of course I want to quickly add what I hope doesn't happen. Remember, this is DCS, okay? And war is not good. Right, situation is that the governing regime in this region here has fallen. People began to uprise demanding change, and just like events in Syria, violence is now widespread. Pockets of resistance started fighting in the west, and then as attacks progressed, it then flooded over onto the southeastern side, and military personnel started firing at one another. Artillery pieces were being used indiscriminately to flatten towns and cities. That, along with the risk of chemical and nuclear material falling into the wrong hands, has prompted a Western response. Here we can see the target threats that the fleet, as we move through the Straits of Hormuz, will be braced to challenge as we move in. But certainly Bandar Jask is certainly going to be the first to get targeted, I would imagine, should the flag go up. But then we are looking to settle in this region here near one of the islands. So yes, a situation is extremely bleak as we make our way there. But ultimately, our goal is to protect the civilian population as well as stop any movement of military units from moving southwards. Right, intelligence reports. By the way, done some After Effects. First time I've ever used it properly. I'm quite happy with it so far. I'm still learning, but anyway, digress. Here we go. Okay, lots of information is flooding down to us, and the scene here is one of rushed bodies desperately trying to fill in the blanks to a range of missions that are currently being looked at. The other bits of data are threat assessments, and in particular AAA and SAM sites. We are getting reports of specific missile types, and here we are looking at the Phoenix missile. This country here still has the F-14, which carries this deadly weapon. It's a big missile. It's able to go very, very quickly over Mach 3 and reach up to 100 nautical miles. It's easy to notch at range, but can still sneak up and still give you a little time to react. We have reports of engineers in this country mass producing this missile. For years they've spent copying the unit and restocking their inventory. The exact numbers though remain unclear, but we are braced to deal with it. We're also receiving detailed information on manufacturing sites that makes these things, so we're hoping to go after those. Should the flag go up and we do move in, Bandar Abbas, as I say, will be the first to go. The enemy could well use this as a springboard to send in anti-ship missiles our way. Currently we have a lot of F4s here, and these could possibly pose a threat, although it seems that they are moving a lot of equipment northwards, probably to protect what they have from us as we get closer. Reports of F4s are actually heading out, and lots of AAA being placed down by helicopters, so it looks like they're bracing for an attack. This is the target footage received from one of our drones, although difficult to see from this actual footage here, but the AAA units and SAM unit sites are actually dotted about the place, and these we are currently waiting for a little bit more information on. Ultimately though, these here, the runway sections and the hangars, they will be the priority targets that we will be hitting in order to prevent the enemy from using it. Along with cruise missiles, of course, but we will be there to ensure it's completely unusable. We've got SBS units out there, and they're right on target. They're out there doing reconnaissance missions, reporting back any air movements by the hour. They managed to dig themselves right onto target, actually, having been unseen from coming ashore from the British submarine Anson. The unit out there, from what we can tell right now, still remains undetected, although they did almost get compromised. Take a look at this video. Each will be accompanied by details on nearby threat assessments. We haven't received those yet, but from this example we can see that we've got to be careful on and make sure we use the right weapons so that we avoid any collateral damage. You can see from the target in the centre here, we've dotted about quite a lot of buildings here, so we've got to be careful that we use the right ones. So no clusters, no 2,000 pounders. We suspect the area to have AAA and SAM sites, probably SA-11s and SA-15s. And the air threat at the moment, we have no idea. We've received numerous detailed information files on targets, hundreds of targets that form part of the coalitions of thousands being planned. So there's so much more I want to tell you, but for now this is what is coming your way, flights by me and my team as we experience this campaign with you. I hope you stick around for the next series of videos. I am to keep up my game, and my desire to produce premium quality videos for you is unwavering, so don't worry about that. But oh, is this a drill? Oh god, this is the second time now. I had a feeling this might happen. Is this a drill? Is this a drill? Oh, it's not a drill. It's a drill. Okay, look, I'll leave it there. Look, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? See you later.
Control, CC.